What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be doing my ranking for my top 10 favorite movies of 2015. So, this is part of a series I'm doing where I rank my 10 favorite movies of each year since I was born, and I thought I'd go ahead and do 2015 this week. So, coming in at number 10 is Krampus. This is a really fun holiday horror movie, family horror movie kind of, about this little boy who rips up his letter to Santa and throws it outside, and when he does, he curses his whole family, and Krampus and his gang of evil toys and cookies and all kinds of other things show up at their house and start taking the family members one by one. And this is a really good movie. I think it's a really awesome Christmas movie. It's one that I watch every year. I've watched it every year for the last probably 8 years since I first saw it and everything. I was a couple years late to it, and I instantly regretted not going to see this one in the theater and everything, but it came out at the same time as Star Wars The Force Awakens, which is not on this list. But that movie I was obsessed with at the time, but over time my love for that movie has changed, so it's no longer in my top 10 favorite movies of that year. It used to be my favorite movie of the year, but the rest of the sequel trilogy just ruined my love for that movie, and I just don't really love the sequel trilogy really enough to put them in my top 10 now. But Krampus is a really good one, and I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. So Krampus is number 10, and number 9 is The Witch. This is a really good movie by Robert Eggers about this young girl who's living in New England and stuff during, I think, the 16 or 1700s, and everything, and she is experiencing all kinds of weird phenomenon and stuff. It's a really good movie. I haven't seen it in a really long time, so I don't have the plot fully fresh in my mind, but I really love this movie. I think Anya Taylor-Joy was amazing in this movie, and everything. Her performance was really good. The story was engaging from start to finish. The cinematography is absolutely gorgeous and everything, and I love how, like, the movie was made and everything. It was using regular daylight instead of big lights and stuff on the set and everything. So there's a lot of things about this movie that I really like. The dialect and stuff in the language and everything. It's just a really, really good movie. So The Witch is number 9, and number 8 is Daddy's Home. This is a really funny comedy movie starring Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell as these two dads who are bumping heads. One's the real father, Mark Wahlberg, and then the stepfather played by Will Ferrell, and they're just absolutely hilarious in this movie. The antics they get into, the crazy situations and stuff are just tons of fun and everything. It's got a lot of fun slapstick humor, but it's also got a lot of really good heart, and it's a really good movie. So Daddy's Home is number 8, and number 7 is Ted 2. I like this movie actually just as much, if not more, than the first movie. This is one of those rare comedy sequels that I feel like nailed it and everything. It's a really good story. That the cast are all once again great here. The returning ones and the new ones are really good. Amanda Seyfried especially, she was a really welcomed addition and everything. I think she was a really good replacement for Mark Wahlberg's characters as far as girlfriends go. I think that she was a huge step up from Mila Kunis from the first movie, because Mila Kunis was kind of mean and stuff. So I think that Amanda Seyfried was a better love interest for him, and the story of Ted and his wife fighting to be able to be married and stuff is pretty fun and everything, and it's a fun movie. So Ted 2 is number 7, and number 6 is Furious 7. This is one of my absolute favorite movies in the Fast and Furious franchise. It's a ton of fun while also being kind of heartbreaking and stuff too. It has some really sad, heartfelt moments and stuff, but it's got some really great action and everything. Some of the best in the franchise. The story is really good And that ending tribute to Paul Walker is just absolutely beautiful and everything. And I love the song "See You Again," which is in the movie, and everything. A really great song and everything. I've always felt this movie was one of the best movies in the franchise. So Furious 7 is number 6, and number 5 is Inside Out. I really love this movie too. This is another one that kind of has moved down a little bit on my ranking and stuff. I used to have it pretty high up and everything, but it's moved down a little bit because I feel like some of its originality was taken when Inside Out 2 came out and everything. I have my issues with that movie and everything, but I really love the first Inside Out. I think it's a really good movie. The story is really great. The characters are all really lovable, especially Bing Bong. It is heartbreaking seeing him disappear and everything from Riley's mind, but Bing Bong is a standout of the movie and everything. But I think all of the main characters are really good. The voice casts are really good in this movie, and it's just a good time. So Inside Out is number 5, and number 4 is Avengers: Age of Ultron. I really enjoy this movie quite a bit. I think it's a really good sequel to the first Avengers movie. I don't think that it's near as bad as some people say it is. I don't really like the subplot with Hulk and Natasha. I do agree that is just their romance and stuff kind of came out of nowhere and went nowhere, so I don't really like that. But aside from that, I don't have any complaints with this movie. It's a really fun sequel to the Avengers. Ultron is a pretty good villain, although I do admit that they could have done a little bit more with him as well, but I think for what we got with him, he was a pretty good villain. It was a pretty good introduction to Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver and everything. I wish Quicksilver would have been around longer, but he was still good. And this is just a really good movie. I really enjoy this one quite a bit. So Avengers: Age of Ultron is number 4, and number 3 is Jurassic World. I absolutely love this movie. The first Jurassic World is a really fun movie. It's got a lot of good suspense, dinosaur action, and great new characters to fall in love with and everything, which they don't really go anywhere with these characters in the sequels. And I don't really like Fallen Kingdom or Dominion very well and everything. Like, this is kind of like the Star Wars sequel trilogy, except I felt like the Star Wars sequels had way more potential, and there was a lot of more problems with that trilogy. That's why The Force Awakens got knocked out of this list, where this one didn't, because even though the sequels weren't very good, this one is a good standalone movie in the franchise. Like, if this would have been the ending to the franchise, I would have been okay with it. And everything, in a lot of ways, I kind of do wish that it was the last Jurassic movie and everything, because it was the last really good one. I don't know if Jurassic World Rebirth will be good. I'm highly hoping it will be, but it'll be the last chance I give a Jurassic movie, because I've been disappointed with the last two really badly and everything. So, but this movie is a lot of fun, and it was a great return to form for the Jurassic franchise, and it was a great entry in the franchise. So Jurassic World is number 3, and number 2 is Room. Now, I admit this one is a little bit of a tough watch and everything because of the fact of what it's about. It's about this woman who was kidnapped as a teenager, and her kidnapper and her have a son and everything, and she's wanting to get away from him still and everything. It's not like she fell in love with him or anything like that, but her and her son are stuck in this little shed where they're being held captive and stuff. Her son has never seen the light of day. He's like 6 or 7 years old now in the movie, and she eventually is able to help him get out of the house and to escape and everything. And when they escape, or when he escapes and everything, he goes and gets her out, and the rest of the movie is just her dealing with her trauma and everything. And it's just a really good movie. It's very sad and heartbreaking to watch, but it is a very good movie and everything. It has some really great performances, especially from Brie Larson and Jacob Tremblay. I think they were both amazing in this movie. Brie Larson won an Oscar. I think Jacob Tremblay should have won Best Supporting Actor. I don't know if he was even nominated, but he should have at least been nominated and everything. He was amazing in this movie, and I just absolutely love this movie. It's a very good but heart-wrenching movie to watch, but it is one that I really enjoy when I do watch it and everything. It's just got some really amazing performances and everything. So Room is number 2, and my number 1 favorite movie of 2015 is The Hateful Eight. This is one of Quentin Tarantino's absolute best movies. In a lot of ways, I would say it was his best movie since Pulp Fiction, which is a tall order, seeing that he also did Inglourious Basterds, the Kill Bill movies, and even though I'm not as big on it, I like Jackie Brown and everything. I'm not as big on that one as I am the other two I mentioned, but this was a really, really great movie. I absolutely love this one. The cast in here are all excellent. You got Samuel Jackson, who is just absolutely great in this movie. Kurt Russell, who also is great in here. The two of them both work really well off of each other and everything, but the whole cast works well off of each other. And then you have Bruce Stern in a small role. He's pretty good. And I also really like what is her name? The actress from Single White Female. What is her name? What is it? Jennifer Jason Leigh. I really liked her in it too. Walton Goggins, Tim Roth, Malcolm Madsen. There's just a lot of really good people in this movie, and they all do a really great job. And I love the look and feel of the movie. The cinematography is gorgeous. The story is engaging from start to finish. The movie's almost 3 hours long, and it flies by every time I watch it and everything. And it's just a really, really great movie. It's easily one of the movies that I regret the most of missing in the theater, which unfortunately this one, Django Unchained, I missed in the theater, and I really regret both of them, but especially this one and everything, because even though I love Django Unchained, I think I do like this one a little bit more and everything. But this is a really, really great movie, and it's easily my number 1 favorite movie of 2015. So anyway, let me know in the comments what your favorite movies of 2015 are. If you don't want to do a full ranking, just tell me your favorite and least favorites. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.